Alrighty guys, we're gonna do a different video today. This is, instead of like a decal tutorial, or this is gonna be more of a walkthrough on decaling different helmets. So today we'll be doing the AVFigures injection molded AP1 helmet, using the Camino Guard Trooper decal. And I'm just gonna go right into it. I've got almost everything here. I went ahead, used my X-Acto knife with a hole. That's really the only thing I did behind camera, so you guys just get to watch me decal, essentially, just to get an idea of how to decal these helmets, because I feel like I'm repeating myself in every tutorial. I don't really feel like editing a 15-minute video thing, so sorry guys. Thankfully there's not a whole bunch of decals for this helmet, so it should be a fairly quick video. doesn't appear to be a whole bunch of water, so we need a little bit more. Let's finish this. So right now I'm just putting the faceplate on and trying to get it all situated. So my voice is a little rough. I don't know what's going on lately. That should be a bit better. There we go. There's a little bit of setup on right here. Decals the stick. One thing to note on at least these helmets is it looks like the gray piece on the helmet is meant to, at least on the right here, it looks like it's supposed to go right on the edge, it looks like. So just keep in mind that I have to come back with some salt for some of these pieces. whenever I'm decaling, I just want to worry about getting it down first and kind of tacking it down almost. But, you know, try to work out as many air bubbles as possible along the way. And kind of leave your creases to last. You do want these edges right here to line as close to the edges of those pieces as possible. I know it might be a little difficult. So that is your end goal. Huge shout out to the Figutex, or however you pronounce their official title on the AV site. They just nailed this decal down. And this will be the part of the show where I use some Sol. For those who don't know, Sol and Set are two great things. You don't need either of them. You don't. But for me, I'm using them just for ease. Set is if a decal doesn't like to stick. On ABS helmets, they don't usually tend to. So I put a little bit down in a couple of areas where I knew they probably give me issues. And then we're coming back with a little bit of Sol on a few spaces that some of the air bubbles weren't coming up, and there's a couple of creases. Sol is great for you know, making the decal a bit more malleable to play with and use. It also sometimes works as a decent set too, but you got to be careful with the amount you use. This is going to pair very nicely with my 3/32 Trooper. They're both the same helmet. I was doing a tutorial on this one, but I did this one instead because this one was more figuring out how the decals worked at the time. Looks like I kind of screwed up this back circular piece. I did. My circular cutting job wasn't super great. But not to worry, you probably won't see it. Should start. Everybody looks at the front of these. For those that are curious, the helmets that I do go through, I will do bodies for them and then sell them on the site. So if you do want to purchase a figure that I decaled on the channel, you guys can support me by going there. That's the back. Pretty generic. I was just using an X-Acto knife, and turns out the edge of the blade had been cut off, so I got it was a really lazy cut job, quite honestly. This piece just fits in right there. You do want this one piece a little straight. Sometimes some people, it's more a little crooked. Overlapping is fine for this piece. You have to overlap it with the frown piece. It doesn't change the color at all. It'll be fine once you seal it. Now for my least favorite part, the fin. Although I think AV's done a pretty good job at making these fins much easier to decal than past. I'm gonna go grab my sealant so you guys know. Actually, this is one of the ones I've been using lately. This is Auto Lacquer Semi-Gloss. This is what I used to use when I was working for AV, and I kind of just kept the cans because that's what I use some of the time. It's not a super great sealer. It more acts as like, I don't know, it keeps decals on there, I guess. I mainly use, as you guys know, Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear Enamel. This is the gloss sealant, essentially, from Rust-Oleum. Love, 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 love this sealant. It's great, makes your figures waterproof, makes them stay to the figure. It's practically impossible to get them off afterwards, and even if there's any like curling issues, or not curling, if there's any folds on the helmet you couldn't get rid of for whatever reason, sometimes it'll eliminate those for you. Works like a charm. Love it. If you can't find it, it's a shame. I know most European countries don't sell it, but it is a beast, and I love it to death. Any seal by Rust-Oleum is honestly great. I use Krylon Crystal Clear Enamel for some time, and eventually, or most of the times I tried using it, it clouded up the figures, and I had a whole bunch of issues. So if you're using it, good for you. Would not recommend it to anybody getting started decaling. I haven't tested, new Krylon. They might have changed the formula recently or something. I don't know for sure, but that was back probably 2 years ago, back before I was working for AV. If you want like a matte finish, just get matte Rust-Oleum sealant. There are tutorials on sealing too for those that do want to learn how to seal. It's a very brief tutorial. I'll probably update it in the future. So I do the middle fin piece first. That way it's kind of has something to grab to. The middle one usually likes to stay on better than these side ones. So what I usually do is I get like a little bit of set, kind of get them to stick, kind of, force them at it. And what I usually end up doing is I get a little bit of sole, and I actually just like run it right against the edge, right where they kind of touch, and it essentially kind of seals them together. It's kind of hard to get them off afterwards. You can still remove them, but like it kind of keeps the decals there fairly well. So now this decal is going to stick. So I usually get all the water off this decal. This decal usually has a hard time sticking, regardless of what helmet it's on. So I usually try, sponging it right against it. Alright. Again, I'm gonna try Soul again. Hopefully this will work. Usually wait until it dries. It usually takes just a couple of seconds to dry. Watch for little specks on the helmets. Try to keep them as clean as possible so when you seal them, they look fine. And for those that don't know, Set and Soul essentially is just a variation of different concentrations of vinegar, acetone, and I think water. Just so you guys know. I don't know the exact formula of how much to what. But I do know that much. It's really basic. you know, compound, which, you know, self-promo, but I do offer on my site. I try to keep it in stock. It has sold out as of late. I'll hopefully get some more in stock soon. I think I have it cheaper than Amazon right now, because I found another source for it. So if you guys want it, along with, you know, some custom items from me, feel free to check this out. When you're sponging both sides, you kind of want to get it at such an angle to where the sponge doesn't touch the other side fin piece. Otherwise, the other one can come up. This one's just giving me issues. This another way the issues. One way to make sure nothing's sticking out is also look at, like, just from the top. If you see any decals poking to the side, that's how you know there's still a little bit of work to do. These tend to take me the longest. I really hope in the future AV can... I believe in them. I think they can make a one-piece fin for this somehow. That way you're not having trouble aligning. Maybe not aligning, is more sticking. What you could do even is just seal them one at a time. I'm not that patient. I'm patient, not that patient. Okay. Since I've been wrestling this for so long, I think I'm gonna call it good enough. This back piece isn't perfect, but honestly, this helmet isn't perfect, so I'm just not gonna worry about it. Side beam. Alrighty, and there you go. There is your Camino guard on a AVFigures injection molded animated phase 1 helmet. Again, not perfect. These tutorials aren't ever going to be perfect, honestly, because I tried to take at least some explanation in these. So if you guys want to support me, check out the tools I use, VenomPaintball.store. There will be a link in the description for you guys to check out. Hopefully I'll have this figure up for sale sooner than later, along with this Echo I managed to screw up. So again, if you guys want to support me, check that out. Decal station, micro sole, micro set. I think we'll even have brushes in the future. I do know I have tweezers. And yeah, if you guys want more, of course, check that out, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Venom out.
Venom! Visit the store VenomPaintball.store and subscribe!